open. Right out in front, they score!
Welcome to Sports Jam for the week of February 22nd. I'm John Jacobson.
I'm Jay Wilcox. Today on the show, state gymnastics highlights from the team and individual competition, plus a look ahead to the boys basketball playoffs.
In our Sports Jam spotlight, we'll meet an outstanding goalie from Plymouth, and later we'll talk section boys swimming with Armstrong.
Up first, Maple Grove's state tournament run in girls hockey. The Crimson made their first state tournament appearance, a memorable one. They met Lakeville South in the Class AA quarterfinals. The Cougars get on the board first as the rink-wide pass is off target, but Hallie Gill chops it on net. It goes off the goal stick of Coco Francis and in for a 1-0 lead. Maple Grove comes back though. Taylor Wente to Maya Martinez to Lauren Kaufman for the wraparound goal. It's 1-1 after the opening period. Early in the third, Martinez with a great pass ahead to Kaufman, who then hits Wente in front of the net. The Crimson break the tie and they take the lead for good, 2-1. Francis has a good night in goal. She stops the point-blank chance here to keep the Crimson lead intact. Martinez finds Kaufman for another wraparound goal. As Maple Grove's lead grows to 3-1, Kaufman adds an empty netter for her hat trick, and the Crimson win it 4-1.
That put Maple Grove into the semifinals against undefeated and defending state champion Hill Murray. Amber Hagelin's team shooting for the upset against the Pioneers. Brianna Blessy gets her first postseason start in goal for the Crimson, and she is solid. Skate save here, one of 19 saves in the first period for Blessy. Game is scoreless through one. In the second, Maya Martinez flips the pass across the goal mouth, and Taylor Wente jams it into an open net for a Crimson goal. It's worth another look. Maple Grove takes a 1-0 lead into the third period. Blessy makes that lead stand up, making 43 saves in the game. Not many thought they'd win. The Crimson knock off Hill Murray 1-0.
After that huge win, the Crimson came back Saturday night to play for a championship. Maple Grove fired up to face Eden Prairie for the AA title. Up 1-0, Eden Prairie works a nice give and go. Anna Gravel back to Rachel Werdine. The Eagles go up 2-0 through two periods. But Maple Grove does not fold. Haley Herdine's high shot is off Alexa Dobchuk's blocker. Katie Denicky pounces to bury the rebound to get Maple Grove on the board. They pull within 2-1. Just over a minute later, the first try here is stopped, but Martinez knocks the rebound in to tie the game up at 2-2. Late in the third, Wente gets a breakaway chance, but Dobchuk makes the pad save, and the game goes to overtime. And in OT, Wente nearly wins it, but her shot here goes off the pipe, a close call. Maple Grove takes a second penalty, and that leads to the winner as Lauren Oberle puts it away with a 5-on-3 advantage. Maple Grove's run comes oh so close to a championship.
Like I shared with the girls, we were one post away from being on the other side of this game when Taylor hit the post in overtime when we were shorthanded.
Certainly a great run for Maple Grove, John. First appearance, nobody thought they'd beat Hill Murray, right. I don't think, and they were outshot, but they played a very solid game in that one. Came back, and some breaks just didn't go their way in that championship.
Yeah, terrific job, too, by Amber Hagelin and her staff, taking over this team this year, getting them to their first ever state tournament and all the way to the final.
Yeah, and getting the job not terribly long before the season, too, so congratulations to the Crimson. Well, in boys hockey, Wayzata owned 3 wins this season over Edina, coming into their Section 6AA semifinal matchup with the Hornets. Edina hoping to win the one that really counts, while Wayzata looks to go 4 for 4. Clayton Phillips sneaks the shot through from the point on a power play as Edina, and that's the only goal of the first period. But Pat O'Leary's team controls the second. Tyler Stevens gets control of the puck and gets it to Amar Batra for the wrist shot under the crossbar to tie it up at 1-1. Grant Anderson threads the needle with the pass to Jeff Greninger. He scores on the rush to give Wayzata a 2-1 lead. Anderson's point shot is saved, but Matt Cassette puts the rebound away to make it 3-1 Trojans. They lead 3-2 after 2 periods. Dylan Riley's mid-air deflection finds the net in the third as Wayzata wins this one 5-3. They weren't worried despite trailing after a period.
Yeah, after the first period, when we had a couple good grade A scoring chances, we knew that if we were tied or up one going into the third period, we thought we were going to come out with the win, and that certainly paid off.
A shocker in the other semifinal is previously unbeaten and top-ranked Benilde falls to Cretin-Derham Hall in overtime. So it's the Raiders against Wayzata for the title Wednesday at Mariucci Arena.
Maple Grove's boys hockey team was looking for an upset in the Section 5 AA semifinals. The Crimson facing 22-4 and top seed Blaine. First period, the Bengals' Riley Tufte with a great pass to an open Max Botch in the circle. He scores. Blaine has a 1-0 lead after one. Second period, down 2-1. Maple Grove's Trevor Janicki with a blast that trickles off the goalie and in. The Crimson tied at 2. Brady Goodman has a great game between the pipes for the Crimson. He makes 37 saves in the game. Under 9 minutes to go in the third. The Bengals turn the puck over in their own end. Janicki skates in, goes high with a backhander for the goal. And Maple Grove takes the lead at 3-2. Then it's Sam Ross setting up Jarrett Camerata on the doorstep for the goal. Camerata's goal makes it 4-2 Maple Grove. Blaine pulled within 4-3 with the Crimson had 2 empty net goals, including the hat trick for Janicki. Maple Grove advances to the section final for the first time in 4 years with a 6-3 win. Crimson now face Anoka, a semifinal winner over Centennial. That's for the Section 5 AA title Thursday night at 7 o'clock at Aldrich Arena.
In Section 2A quarterfinal play, Breck blasts Mound West Tonka 12-2. The Mustangs take on Blake in the semifinals Tuesday. The championship is Thursday night at Parade Ice Garden. Totino Grace wins its quarterfinal in Section 4A, beating St. Paul Johnson in OT. The Eagles play Matamidi in the semifinals Wednesday. The title game there is Friday at Roseville.
For the third straight season, the Champlin Park Gymnastics team qualified for the state meet. Rebels hoping for a top 4 finish in Class AA. This is Rebels senior Taylor Gukeen on the floor exercise. She scores a 9.6, second best in the meet. On vault, Cheney New hits for a score of 9.675. Teammate Liz Hammond will stick her landing for a score of 9.575. On the bars, Gukeen does well again. She'll score a 9.225 for Champlin Park. They hit their team high score for the season in this meet. New is even better on the bars. She scores a 9.3. Here's a look at the final team scores. St. Cloud Tech wins it with a score of 149.125. Four-time defending state champion Roseville is second, with Eastridge third. Champlin Park fourth with a score of 146.8. One night after the team gymnastics meet, the individual state meet took place. Several local girls from Section 5 qualified for state. And on more Rebels gymnastics, 7th grader Cheney New enjoyed a great meet. She scored a 9.45, places 5th overall. Everyone else in this section suffered a fall on the beam to the floor exercise, where Champlin Park's Taylor Gukeen, competing in her final high school meet, caps off a great career. She placed 8th overall with a score of 9.55. Wayzata all-rounder Grace Trainer's best event was the floor exercise. She came in with a score of 9.45 to finish in 13th place. Really good night for Section 5 on the vault. Park Center's Haley Illy lands with a score of 9.7. She finishes on the podium in 3rd place in Class AA. Right after Illy was Champlin Park's Liz Hammond. Hammond earns a score of 9.675, and she comes in 4th place. New wasn't far behind with a mark of 9.575 for the vault. She'll finish 5th and then 3rd in the Class AA all-around as well with a score of 37.975. And after coming out of club gymnastics, quite a season for Cheney New.
Yes, and a lot of impressive performances for the Rebels and also some of the other local individuals at state, so great job there. Next up on Sports Jam, highlights from the Osseo Maple Grove basketball doubleheader plus section wrestling.
Welcome back to Sports Jam. Time to talk boys basketball.
And Osseo look to end the regular season undefeated. Their rivals from Maple Grove looking to spoil the fun, but Osseo is having none of that. The Orioles start strong. Dante Jones finishing on a pick-and-roll pass from Alan Anderson, and it's 6-1. DeMario Armstrong buries a long three from the left side, and the Orioles go up 11-4. Maple Grove settles down, though, and they take the lead. Brad Davison's layup makes it 19-16 Crimson. But Osseo gets the last 7 points of the half. Cameron Betty's layup gives Osseo a 36-30 lead at halftime. And they dominate in the second half. Anderson drives for the open layup and a 14-point Orioles lead. Armstrong pops another three as Osseo wins easily 67-49 to improve to 26-0.
That brings us to the postseason in boys basketball, where teams begin play in section tournaments this week. Unbeaten Osseo is the top seed in Section 5 4A. Defending champion Champlin Park is the second seed. Mounds View is third with Park Center fourth, followed by Spring Lake Park, Centennial, Irondale, and Roseville. In the quarterfinals Thursday, Osseo will be at home to take on Roseville. Park Center hosts Spring Lake Park, while Champlin Park faces Irondale at home. The semifinals are next Monday at the high seeds. Hopkins is the number 1 seed in Section 6 4A. Wayzata is second. Cooper gets the number 3 seed ahead of Armstrong, despite the Falcons winning head-to-head early in the season. The quarterfinals in this section are Wednesday, with Hopkins, Armstrong, Cooper, and Wayzata all having home games. The semifinals are Saturday at Osseo High School, with the first game tipping off at 5:30. Maple Grove is back in Section 8 4A this year. The Crimson are the number 1 seed. Elk River is second, with Brainerd third and Rogers fourth, with St. Cloud Tech fifth. The tournament starts Tuesday with Maple Grove hosting 8-seeded Moorhead. Rogers hosts Tech, and Buffalo is Elk River. The semifinals are Saturday night at St. Cloud State University. In Section 5 2A, Brooklyn Center and Breck are the top 2 seeds in the East subsection. Osseo's girls beat Maple Grove in overtime when the teams played at Osseo in mid-January. The rematch at Maple Grove last Friday was just as exciting. This went on the Crimson home court, and after Osseo started the game up 5-0, Maple Grove goes on a run. Kylie Binstock scores from the baseline to make it 10-5. Maddie Tharp made back-to-back three-pointers to extend the Crimson lead to 11 points at 16-5. Osseo finishes the first half on an 8-0 run, capped by this steal and layup by Michaela Hamola, and it's 25-16 at halftime. Early in the second half, the Crimson extends its lead. Autumn Molina on the layup, 32-17 Maple Grove. All-State guard Kiara Russell helps spur an Osseo comeback. Her steal and layup pulls the Orioles to act within 5. She leads all scorers with 16 points. Allie Schmidt hit some big baskets in the second half for MG, scoring 8 of her 12 points after halftime. Still, the Orioles kept it close. Roman Tutway with a bucket late hits Osseo within 2 at 45-43, but the Crimson sink free throws late, including 2 from Lauren Moline in the final minute. Maple Grove edges Osseo 48-47. Here's a look at the West Division standings entering the final week of play. Maple Grove and Park Center are tied for first place, 2 games ahead now of Osseo. Armstrong is in 4th place, a half game ahead of Chatino Grace. Elk River has already clinched the North Division title.
The state wrestling tournament gets underway Thursday in St. Paul. Spots in the individual portion of the tournament were on the line over the weekend, including in Section 5 3A, where several local wrestlers advanced to state. At 120 pounds, Osseo's Ilan Kazada gets the reverse and goes on to win a 3-2 decision over Zach Schoen of St. Michael Albertville. 126, Maple Grove's Jack Herbies is aggressive right away and wins a 9-3 decision over Zach Damer of St. Michael Albertville. 145 is a good match. Wayzata's David Curry scores on STMA's Wyatt Bice. Bice wins the match in overtime, but Curry makes state 2. 170, Wayzata's Andrew Kovac wins a 9-5 decision over Buffalo's Jacob Scherber. 220 is a hard-fought match between Wayzata's Corey King and St. Michael's Evan Foster. Foster wins with a takedown in the 3rd overtime. King's headed to state 2, and here's what a couple of local section champs had to say.
I took it to him. I took the match to him. I was physical. I used my offense, and in the long run, he couldn't keep up with how I was moving.
He's beat me a couple times. I knew he was a great wrestler. I knew he comes from a good wrestling family, and I just knew, you know, to come out with the win, I had to keep attacking, because that's been a problem in the past. A lot of the matches I lost, I kind of stopped attacking and started just trying to dog out the match. So I think this match, I really kept pushing the pace the whole 6 minutes, and it turned out well.
A lot of local wrestlers, Jay, from various sections get the chance this week to go to state.
And boy, it's a tough sport taking a look
right.
at Jack there. That's right. Well, straight ahead in our Sports Jam Spotlight, we will meet Benilde-St. Margaret's hockey goalie, Ryan Bischel.
The Benilde-St. Margaret's boys hockey team didn't lose a game during the regular season. Were upset Saturday by Creighton-Durham Hall. A big reason for the Red Knights' success this season was junior goalie Ryan Bischel. Jason Melillo profiles him in this week's Sports Jam Spotlight.
The first time Ryan Bischel got between the pipes, it did not go well.
I guess in squirts we kind of all rotated and I tried on the pads. Let in 17 goals my first game, but somehow I stuck with it.
In fact, Bishell is one of the best goalies in the state and backstopped the Red Knights through an unbeaten regular season.
He comes to us with a lot of talent, and he does a lot of things you can't coach. He's really gifted at tracking the puck. So some guys, when there's traffic in front of them, they kind of lose the puck. He never does. He has such a great eye for the puck.
It was just kind of an innate skill set that I had, but I've worked on it over the past few years and definitely worked on focusing on that and developing that as much as I can.
Bischel grew up in the Wayzata School District and played youth hockey in the Wayzata system before enrolling at Benilde prior to his freshman year.
I just knew that it was a great school, and I had a couple friends coming over to the school as well, and I met with Coach Pauly before when I visited the school and had my shadow day, and I liked what the program was about and thought it'd be a good fit.
Bischel made the Red Knights varsity as a freshman, and as a sophomore he started 17 games. That experience helped Bischel to develop and evolve as a goaltender.
I think that's helped a lot for sure, just getting used to the program and how we run things and the schedule. I think that's definitely made a big impact on how I'm performing now.
This winter, Bischel has been a workhorse for BSM, starting 24 games, winning 23 of those, and posting a goals against average of 2.09.
Bischel did a great job of getting his stick there before Luke Patterson could knock it into a potential open net.
He can make a great save. He could give up a bad goal, which he doesn't do very often. Even if he makes a great save, he's always in the present. And he's always like getting ready for the next shot, which makes him great because he's a great second and third save goalie. So a lot of goalies are great on the first shot, and he is. And most kids at this level are. He's just as good on a second, and I think he's just as good as on a third shot. So he will make these incredible second and third saves that most guys are going to get beat, and it's a legitimate goal if they get beat on the second or third shot. But he keeps battling for it.
That's something that me and Coach Klein work on a lot in practice, is doing drills that require me to be ready for that second or third shot. But we like to focus on controlling the first rebound and knowing where that's going to go to put me in the best position to make that second or third save.
Bischel has polished his skills in the offseason as well, playing in the USA Select 17 Festival and the Upper Midwest Elite League.
It's given me a lot of exposure and definitely opened my eyes to the competition that's out there, and it's reassured me in my skills and definitely motivated me to do better.
Benilde-St. Margaret's lost in the section semifinal, but with a strong core of players returning and Ryan Bischel in goal, the Red Knights should be a top team again next winter. Jason Melillo, 12 Sports.
Thanks, Jason. Jay talks section boys swimming with the Armstrong Falcons next.
Welcome back to Sports Jam. It's section meet week for local boys swimming and diving teams, and we're joined today by the Armstrong Falcons, and starting out with Coach Justin Zook, and wrapping up the season. Tell me about this team, what you've accomplished so far. Do you like what the guys have done overall?
Yeah, I think we're in a really good place going forward. We had an amazing dual meet season where we, lost to a couple of teams by 7 points with no diving being part of our program. That's a pretty big feat for us, and I think we're kind of at a point where we have 9 seniors who are looking to go out and really prove what they can accomplish at the section and state level. I really couldn't have asked for a better place for us right now.
You were telling me a little bit that you plan to kind of load up some relays for this section meet. Tell me about the strategy there.
Yeah, I guess, it looks like our seniors are kind of sacrificing a little bit for the individual and going for the team good. We're looking to place as high as we can at the state meet in a couple of weeks, so we will be stacking all 3 of our relays, and each individual will only be swimming 1 individual event.
Wayzata obviously is a strong team in the section, and you guys have been right there with them in a dual meet this year and everything. Is it something where you like to match up and see how you guys kind of shape up against them too?
Yeah, I think for us it's a really good benchmark to see. They have an unbelievable program over there, and obviously we've come pretty far in the last 2 seasons, and I'm really just hoping that our guys can go out and swim well and have some fun. David's a great coach, and I think he's going to have his guys prepared, so I hope we're kind of up to the task and ready to have some fun, get up there and race.
Justin, thanks for joining us, and good luck this week.
No problem. Thank you very much.
And Harrison Collins, one of the seniors on this Armstrong team, how good do you feel about what this team's done this year?
Oh, it's great. I couldn't ask for anything more. It's just having so much fun. It's fun to win meets. It's fun to get to the qualify for the meets that we would never thought we would have gotten to, and just couldn't have asked for anything more.
You obviously saw these same teams at True Team section. Does that kind of give you an indicator of where things might shape up and how everybody looks?
Right, yeah. So True Team's we can get a good look at what everyone else is going to be doing and see how everybody's swimming, and we can see what it's going to be like in a couple of weeks. So yeah, it's a good comparison, yeah.
Do you guys like the idea of trying to load up some relays and do your best in that? Is that something that the guys are on board with too?
It's the most fun thing in swimming, I think. So yeah, it's so much fun. It's a lot more fun winning with your friends than winning by yourself.
As you prepare for this section meet, how do these last practices, do they still matter? Are you guys still fine-tuning and getting ready?
Oh, for sure, yeah. These are probably the most important practices all year. So got to keep our head focused and get sleep and be eating everything we should be, not what we shouldn't. So, yeah.
Thanks for joining us. Good luck in the section meet.
Thank you.
And Connor Smith, your team has, put together a pretty solid dual meet season. What would you say were some of the best wins that you guys had this year?
Honestly, just every meet that we've gone in and won compared to a couple years ago before we had Justin as our coach. We won a couple dual meets maybe throughout the whole year, and this year we've only lost 2.
Can you see a lot more enthusiasm too when the guys are training, just knowing that, okay, we can be a pretty good team?
Oh yeah, just Justin has brought us together as a team and made it a lot more fun for everybody, and it's just been really exciting throughout this whole year.
How much do you look forward to sections? Is that something that's sort of been in the back of your mind all season long here?
Yep, since the beginning of the season we look forward to sections and that goal of ultimately making it to state and placing at state. We kind of came out of nowhere, honestly, because we don't have diving, and we still play second at True Team. So hopefully that showed all the other teams what we're really capable of.
Congratulations on a good regular season, and have fun at sections.
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right, Connor Smith, one of the seniors for the Armstrong Falcons boys swimming team, as they get set to compete in Section 5AA coming up Wednesday and Friday at Minnetonka East. We'll be back to wrap up Sports Jam, but first, our plays of the week.
Another busy week ahead with state wrestling and section play in hockey, boys basketball, and swimming.
And we'll see you next time here on Sports Jam.